Hi guys, today I'd like to take you to a very special French frozen food store, which is Picard. I go there from time to time to complete my meal prep, either with ingredients or whole dishes. This is Vera, not French dietitian. Let's go check out Picard. Alright, so the first part we see after the entrance is discounted products. There are a couple of freezers with a mix of such products and I picked a paella. Next on is vegetables, from raw green veggies to pre-cut veggies of all colors and seasons. While shopping here, I'll show you a few of my coup de cœur, basically my favorite products. I'm taking a mix of sliced bell peppers. Next on a variety of already cooked vegetable mixes you just need to warm up, and even some cooked grains. My eye fell on grilled zucchini, and there was nothing else on the ingredient list, not even salt. Then a very exciting aisle of already diced onions, sliced mushrooms, and minced garlic and herbs. It's super practical. And they even went further and came up with portionable frozen sauces. We have pizzas, torts, salads. Well, I don't think you need my comments here. Then they have a big aisle with raw and cooked meats. And yes, I always make a shopping list, even for Picard. I love shrimp, so I'll try this raw peeled shrimp. And they also have a huge aisle of fish and seafood. Next on apéro, very French but also pretty good and a nice variety. Then we have family-sized pre-cooked dishes. Their lasagnas are pretty good, and I decided to go with a pasta dish with salmon and spinach. They also have a big variety of Asian, American, and even a bit of African cuisines. Of course, the format that Picard is most known for is their individual meals. And next to it, they have a relatively new mix and match option. As a dietitian, I love that you can compose your balanced plate. And since it's the most famous type of products, I'll do my dietitian's comparison on them. So I'll be using different types of Picard's individual frozen meals. First of all, the most common one called Express, another one called Plus d'Équilibre, aka More Balance, and a slightly fancier version called Les Bons Petits Plats. To be more fair, I took 3 fish-based dishes and will compare them in terms of balance, quality, and price. So the first one is pasta with salmon and spinach. It has only 10% salmon and slightly under 350 calories for a 300-gram portion. To me, it's pretty small. I know if I eat only this, I'll be hungry in an hour or two. So I'll put 2 points out of 3 for balance and 1 for quality. At the same time, it's pretty cheap, so I'll put 1 point to reflect that. Next one, Alaska fish with green risotto. This one has 20% fish, so better, and also it's slightly bigger, 350 grams. The amount of fat and calories is just way too low, even if you try to lose weight. Although the quality is pretty good, so 1 point for balance, 2 for quality, and 2 points for the price. And the last one is cod with black and white rice. 30% fish and 350-gram portion. The nutrition facts are good. I would only say that adding a bit more veggie would make it perfectly balanced. But the products are high quality of French origin. Taste-wise, I also prefer this series of Picard meals. So 2 points for balance, 3 for quality, and 3 coins because it's more pricey. To be honest with you, all three examples are decent for a last-minute meal. I go for individual Picard dishes when I'm traveling in France. The rest of the time I meal prep, and sometimes I use Picard products to complete my meal prep, but in a more balanced way, which I'll show you later in this video. Lots of desserts, cakes, and frozen fruits. I spotted a few new products. And of course they have a huge selection of ice creams. It is summer after all. And I didn't even show you everything in there, it is pretty huge. Alright guys, so I'm back and here's what I bought in Picard. So we have pasta with salmon and spinach. I also got these cute pink vegetarian mini burgers. Then I also got ice cream. Those are chocolate mini cones. They are pretty good and very small, to be honest, so probably 2 to 3 would be more appropriate size, more serving size, but of course maybe 1 is enough for you. There's no problem there. Then I got these frozen shrimp. It is raw. I'm trying this one for the first time, so we'll see how that goes. Also, I got our bell peppers. It's a mix of red, yellow, and green ones. Very convenient. Also got the zucchini. It is, sorry for the noise, it's grilled zucchini. I am gonna try it for the first time. I'm actually very curious because I love like some grilled zucchini, and doing barbecue often is not very convenient in summer. It's super hot. Anyways, it also says that they don't have residual pesticides in it. And the last thing is cherries. Those are not sweet cherries. They're a bit more acidic, and I got them because it reminded me of Ukrainian cherries, which I love, and I will try to make vareniki with them. I have to be honest with you, there was also paella that was already eaten because we needed to have lunch, so that with a little salad was just perfect. Alright guys, so Picard food cost me 43 euros, and I don't actually have the receipt, but I checked it on the Picard app, which you can get if you have their loyalty card. I really recommend getting it because you can also have discounts and earn points that you can later exchange for their free products. The app also has all the products listed and has some recipe recommendations, which I think is great. And no, this video is not sponsored. Now, 43 euros isn't exactly cheap, but for that price, I got 4 complete meals and ingredients for around 6 more. So now I'll show you 3 examples of how I use Picard products to make balanced meals, using these ingredients to different extents. But before we jump in, I'll quickly put it back in the freezer before it freezes. And I also want to take the time to explain why, as a dietitian, I actually go to Picard. Done. Alright, so why do I, as a dietitian, actually like Picard? First is the quality. Their food is flash frozen, which helps preserve nutrients, flavors, and texture. And because they freeze things at peak ripeness, you often get better quality than fresh produce that's out of season. Like broccoli is not in season right now, but I can go to Picard and get it, and I know that it will have maximum nutrients. I mean, this is not exclusive to Picard, but I do have a few points to add regarding Picard, which is variety. Variety is amazing because it goes from raw ingredients to full meals, and some of them are surprisingly close to homemade or even restaurant quality. Of course, not every single dish will blow your mind, but I've never had anything truly bad from there. Another reason I like it is, of course, convenience, because on busy days, having a frozen meal in the freezer is a lifesaver. Having a Picard meal is healthier than fast food, and it is quicker too. And speaking of practical, you can buy just what you need. I've showed you in the store, they have frozen garlic, herbs, and even sauces. And if you want only a small portion, you can take a little bit. It's very portionable and convenient, and of course, it allows you to reduce food waste. And lastly, they're constantly innovating. Some new things maybe won't be great, but others are very impressive. And I really appreciate that effort because as a dietitian, I see that they put thought into making their meals more balanced and offering variety. But of course, it's not perfect. What I see is their individual portions might be a bit too small and also maybe not have enough protein in them. For example, if you get meat or fish, usually that part is quite small, which is understandable because that costs more money. And speaking of prices, I personally find that prices are usually fair, but if you buy a lot of stuff at Picard, the prices add up. But of course, they have huge variety and also a variety of prices, so it will depend. So it's cooking time. I'd like to show you how I incorporate Picard in my meals. And let's start with the actual Picard meal. There's nothing wrong with it the way it is. I'm talking about salmon pasta, but I prefer adding extra spinach and edamames. So I put frozen pasta in a pan and now I'll add extra frozen spinach and edamames. I'm also using frozen ones and they're not even from Picard. I personally like the extra crunch of edamames, and thanks to extra spinach, I make sure there is enough veggie in this dish. It was super easy and quick, but I actually added around 10 grams of fiber and 17 grams of protein. Now we need to let it cook for around 10 minutes. So while our pasta is cooking on the stove, I'll start prepping ingredients for our second recipe, which is shrimp curry. I'm using 2 garlic cloves, an onion, and some French ginger that I am gonna grate. Actually, those things you can also buy them in Picard. Honestly, I'm okay with prepping my onions and garlic, so I don't necessarily buy it in Picard, also because the price is more expensive, definitely. But what I do, if I have leftover onion that I already diced, I will freeze it. But if you are short on time, I would definitely recommend buying pre-chopped onion, garlic, and ginger. So first I cook the onion a bit, and now let's add our garlic and ginger and cook it for a couple more minutes, then add our frozen bell peppers. Alright, so our peppers are cooking, so meanwhile I'll make our curry paste. So for that I am gonna use our curry paste. Well, that's the one that I have. Then I'm gonna use some fish sauce. I'll also add a pinch of sugar. I don't have brown sugar, so just regular sugar is fine. And then I'm gonna add a tiny bit of chili. Then I'm gonna squeeze 1 lime. And of course, the base of our curry sauce or curry paste or whatever is coming, which is our coconut milk. I like to make more of a Thai style curry. I personally prefer it. It can be very spicy and try not to add too much spice. But we'll see at the end. It's been a while I haven't cooked this recipe. Alright, so now my job is to mix it. Let's pour the mixture in our veggie mix and let it cook for around 5 minutes. Then I add our frozen shrimp, and once it's cooked, frozen herbs. I already had frozen cilantro from Picard and basil from a supermarket. I find frozen herbs super handy. Alright guys, so the last thing I'm gonna cook is the zucchini. Why I picked this one is because I know that often there's veggie missing from a meal. It's easy to make pasta or rice or couscous. Protein actually is also pretty quick to cook. But what is missing most of the time, which I know from my practice as a dietitian, is vegetables. So we are gonna just have already cooked vegetables. I'm gonna cook them according to instructions. And actually it's the first time I'm having this one, so I will taste it just as it is and then see how much I need to adjust the seasonings and the herbs. So yeah, let's get started. This one is easy. I added a bit of olive oil in a pan and then a frozen zucchini. I let it cook for a bit and then season it with salt, pepper, and add some fresh basil because it goes well with zucchini. So here we have our 3 dishes using Picard products. I already cooked the salmon pasta before, but it was the first time for zucchini and it was the first time I made curry using frozen foods. Alright guys, so let me taste the end result with our zucchinis. Well, in terms of how it looks, it is medium. It is not too soggy, but it is not the crunch I was looking forward to, which, yeah, of course, is impossible. If you unfreeze the zucchinis, you cannot have that crunch, and that's what I actually explained in my meal prep course. I was just, yeah, wondering maybe Picard had a miracle solution to it, but of course not. So, let me see. Okay, the texture is not perfect, but the taste is good. I like that it's been grilled. I seasoned it well. With some basil, it actually tastes good. So yeah, that is okay to me. I would put maybe like 7 out of 10. It is very decent if you don't have a veg that you can cook last minute or you don't want to. I would say that it is a good quality product, so you can go for it. Okay, next on our curry. So the sauce is good. Not gonna lie to you, it is quite spicy, but I love it. In terms of bell peppers, it is true that I'm trying this recipe with frozen bell peppers and shrimp for the first time. So what I can say that the bell pepper, yeah, it's a bit more soggy. That would be expected from the frozen veg, of course. Taste-wise, it's good. Bell pepper, it is a little soggy, but I'm okay with that. And our shrimp, let me taste. It looks good. In terms of shrimp, it is actually pretty good. I would say I prefer this taste to a taste of the shrimp that you can buy in the supermarket, because they have a lot of additives. I'm not against additives, it's just that it changes the taste of shrimp. Anyways, I'm quite pleased with the curry. I would say the shrimp is pretty good, like 8 or 9 out of 10, whereas bell peppers are a little lower, clearly. But it's still very decent. And also, yeah, the herbs I used last minute, it's very convenient. So yeah, and the last one, I'm not gonna try it because I've already tried it. It is pretty good, and I also made it a bit more balanced. So now you see there are different ways to incorporate Picard in your meals, and don't forget to experiment. Alright guys, so let me know in the comments if you've tried Picard and what was your experience with it. I'd love to hear from you. And if you're wondering how I pick food products, not only in Picard but also supermarkets, check out my free grocery shopping guide in the description below. This was Vera, not French dietitian. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!